Timothy Olyphant is winning hearts again with his hilarious performance in Stick, Apple TV+'s hit 2025 show. As Clark Ross, he plays a character who's smug, sarcastic, and sneakily charming, basically the kind of guy who walks into a room and immediately makes it his own. Whether he's mocking Owen Wilson's character Bryce Cahill with a casual smirk or delivering lines with perfect deadpan humor, Olyphant turns every scene into something memorable. He's not even the lead, but somehow he feels like the biggest presence in every episode. It's the kind of performance that makes people say, "Oh right, this guy's actually a comedy genius." What Stick is really doing, though, is reminding everyone that Timothy Olyphant is absolutely hilarious when he wants to be. He's always had a talent for subtle sarcasm and awkward charm, but when he gets the right script, he shines as a comic actor. And while Stick gives him plenty of room to show off his comedic timing, it still doesn't compare to the role that proved just how funny he can be: Joel Hammond in Santa Clarita Diet. That 3-season Netflix gem ran from 2017 to 2019 and remains one of the funniest and most underrated comedy horror shows out there, and it's home to what might be Olyphant's best performance ever. In Santa Clarita Diet, Timothy Olyphant plays Joel Hammond, a regular suburban real estate agent whose life gets completely turned upside down when his wife Sheila, played by Drew Barrymore, turns into a zombie. Not the slow-walking, grunting type of zombie. Sheila still looks like herself, except she now craves human flesh and has no problem dismembering people if she gets hungry. As her husband, Joel tries to hold things together. He wants to be supportive and helpful, but he also keeps freaking out because, well, his wife is literally eating people. It's a weird setup, but it works brilliantly, and most of the credit goes to how Olyphant handles the chaos. What's so funny about Joel is how normal he is. He's not a zombie hunter, a survivalist, or some action hero. He's just a guy trying to stay married and maybe close a few real estate deals while hiding body parts in the freezer. The show is packed with absurd situations, like covering up murders, dealing with shady secret societies, and figuring out how to feed a zombie wife without getting caught. But Joel always responds in the most hilariously human way possible. Sometimes he screams, sometimes he panics quietly, and sometimes he talks through the insanity like a therapist trying to stay calm. That's what makes Olyphant's performance so genius. He plays Joel like a real person who's constantly in over his head. His reactions are funny because they're so honest. When he yells at a blender full of body parts or tries to explain away a blood-stained kitchen counter, it's not just slapstick. It's a guy doing his best to deal with something impossible. The more Joel tries to stay calm, the funnier the show gets. And Olyphant nails every single beat, mixing nervous energy, dry wit, and the kind of slow-burning panic that's impossible not to laugh at. Even though Drew Barrymore is fantastic as the zombie wife Sheila, it's Timothy Olyphant who ends up stealing the spotlight again and again. His chemistry with Barrymore is wonderful. They feel like a real married couple who are still figuring out this whole undead thing. But his solo scenes are just as great. Olyphant walks a fine line between grounded and completely unhinged, and somehow it always works. Whether he's trying to dispose of a body without drawing attention or having an emotional breakdown while smiling politely at a neighbor, he makes it all seem natural and ridiculously funny at the same time. If you only know Olyphant from his dramatic work, like his cowboy roles in Deadwood or Justified, or his appearances as intense government agents, you might be shocked at just how funny he is in Santa Clarita Diet. He doesn't just do comedy well. He excels at it. His physical comedy is subtle but sharp, and his facial expressions alone can carry entire scenes. He can go from calm to chaotic in a single breath, and every meltdown somehow feels both hilarious and relatable. Honestly, after watching Santa Clarita Diet, it's hard not to wish he did more comedies. That's why fans of Stick who are loving Olyphant's performance should absolutely check out Santa Clarita Diet. If you think he's funny in Stick, just wait until you see him trying to keep it together while his wife eats a guy in the garage. It's that perfect blend of dark comedy and emotional honesty that makes the show so special. And unlike Stick, where he plays more of a slick troublemaker, Santa Clarita Diet gives him a full character arc. One that's equal parts ridiculous and surprisingly sweet. Unfortunately, even though the show had a loyal fanbase and solid reviews, Netflix canceled Santa Clarita Diet after 3 seasons. The final episode ended with a cliffhanger. Sheila is about to bite Joel and turn him into a zombie so they can be together forever, and fans never got the closure they wanted. Netflix's decision wasn't based on performance. It was about cost. Around that time, the streamer started canceling a bunch of mid-tier shows to save money. Since Santa Clarita Diet was a Netflix original, there were no licensing fees to worry about, but as with most series, the budget likely increased with each new season. The cancellation upset a lot of people. Fans flooded Netflix with petitions, social media posts, and online campaigns trying to bring the show back. Even the cast, including Olyphant, expressed how sad they were that the story was left unfinished. But even though the series didn't get a proper ending, it still stands as one of the funniest and most inventive comedy shows of the last decade. And now, thanks to Stick, a whole new group of viewers is discovering, or rediscovering, Santa Clarita Diet and falling in love with Olyphant's brilliant comedic side. In the end, what Stick and Santa Clarita Diet prove is simple. Timothy Olyphant needs to do more comedy. He's already shown that he can own the screen as a cowboy or a tough guy. But when he loosens up and leans into humor, he's next-level entertaining. His mix of charm, awkwardness, and razor-sharp timing is rare. And when he finds the right project, it's comedy gold. Whether he's playing a smug villain in a prestige Apple series or a stressed-out husband in a zombie comedy, Olyphant is consistently hilarious and completely unforgettable. Hopefully, more writers and showrunners take notice and give him even more chances to show off his funny side.